Welcome back to SlayerVenture, a D&D inspired roguelite version of RuneScape. Alright, let's go over the rules quickly. We'll keep this brief. Essentially, we complete Slayer tasks, we turn in these tasks in the UI for a chance at a key, and then we use the keys to unlock various tiles in the grid. We roll dice to decide which tile we're going to unlock in the grid. So, to keep it going, the grid contains all of RuneScape's quests, skills, achievement diaries, and gold allowances. Skills are unlocked in 10 level increments. We also use world unlock keys. Those are used to unlock shops, altars, minigames, and bosses. For more information there, please refer to episode 1. And without further ado, welcome to episode 2. So at the conclusion of last episode, we had gotten this bears task here. We were a little low level, so we were going to try and figure out how to get that done safely. From there, we went to Dark Wizards to try and get some runes, which you can see here on the screen. They drop quite often. This is a clip of me running there near Falador, and it just did not work out. I tried my best, and then I died, as you can see here. So from there, we decided that it would be best to just buy the runes instead. So you can see here that we're buying the runes. We picked up steel plate bodies in the wilderness and sold them just for some coin, and unfortunately we had to break the allowance rules for this. We just didn't have any viable way to kill them. So unfortunately we did have to break our own rules pretty quickly. At this point we did think we were going to try locking as well, so we had locked ourselves to the wilderness and Asgarnia to start, but we decided not to continue doing that. So that's why a lot of the early clips we are primarily in those two areas only, because at that point that is what we were trying to do. We were trying a region lock as well, and that just did not work out. So at this point we're trading the runes, trading the wizard hats, all of that jazz, and we're going to go knock out this task and get it done. Here you can see me killing them. I find a little safe spot here and just wind strike through the trees. They don't even see me coming. They just get smacked in the face with air bolts out of nowhere. I get 10 magic. No big deal. Absolutely flying through the ranks. Here you can see me getting 17 hit points
Level up, completed.
and 15 magic. So task was not a big deal. Once we got the runes, it was easy. Here we are claiming it, and we got the key successfully. Ooh, that noise never gets old. Next up was 24 spiders. Not a hard task by any means. Did that done, and got allowance. From there, we got another task. We got minotaurs. That is also very easy. So went over there, got 17 strength, easy mode. And we're using these teas for food. We're picking them up in Taverly. They heal 2 hit points and give you +2 attack. 9 Slayer there in that clip. There's the collection log. We got the right skull half. That is a collection log, and that is a key to be added to our world unlock keys. This task complete, and we got another task for, or key for the Minotaur task rather. Now let's roll to see what we're going to get with this key. We got a skill. Excellent. Let's go see what we got. So we got fishing 1 to 10, mining 1 to 10. Those are the only two at the moment. The other fishing tile there is 11 to 20. And as time goes on, I will have a better method that will debut as the episodes go on. Boom, we rolled a 1. That is going to be fishing 1 to 10 unlocked here. So we'll spend that key to claim that tile and go knock this out. We started by doing some shrimps, going to the bank and banking them. We got a evil bob, so that gives some nice XP, so we'll finish that up. I believe we were level 7 or 8 in this clip, and we go get it done, and then the XP provided by it is actually fairly good. It gives you 650, I believe, yep, and it gets us to level 10 on the nose. Here we are back in SlayerScape. I accidentally claimed the tile, but we got Doric's quest, we got smithing 1 to 10, so those are some nice unlocks there. Now we're killing scorpions, that's what our next task was, and here we start Team Slayer, so you can see us back to back, absolutely annihilating these. And then after that, you can see task complete. We roll for a key, and we get one. Very nice. You love to see it. From there, we go and get another one, which we got bears again. We're going to roll. We got another skill. Let's see what we get for that. So here are the options. Fishing 11 to 20, smithing 1 to 10, and mining 1 to 10. We'll go back in. We'll roll the dice. We rolled a 1. I forgot to record it. I apologize. I am definitely new to this, if you couldn't tell. So that is fishing 11 to 20. There's level 20 fishing. We knocked that out real quick, getting the old spin on it. And then we will claim that. I forgot to unlock it, but we'll unlock and claim simultaneously. And the big reveal, smithing 11 to 20, they're really grouped up there. Farming 1 to 10 are the two reveals from that bad Larry, so not too shabby. Here you can see that we figured out that these bears are actually multi-combat, so we can just kick their asses. There's level 10 Slayer, very nice. The accounts got strong pretty quickly and could kind of handle the bears, so that was nice. Bears task is completed here. We'll try and get a key for that one. And no, unfortunately, we did not. I like to keep one in reserves as well. That's why I'm not spending that last one. So that bear's task is done. We rolled a 1 for a quest. So we will go in here and get a quest. So we have Doric's quest available. We've Shield of Arav, and we have Clock Tower and Witch's Potion. So we'll roll a d5 now. We rolled another 1. Okay, so that is going to be Doric's quest. So we will go knock out Doric's quest. Just a random event coming through. You know how we got to do it. We got an uncut ruby, very big for the account. You can see we need clay, copper ore, and iron ore in the top left. We do not have mining, so we have to kill imps and dwarves and minotaurs and all kinds of things to source all of these. And it took multiple hours, probably about 6 hours, if I recall correctly. These clips are from a few months ago. We were busy with school, so we weren't able to pursue this as much as we would have liked, but I'm glad that we have found the time now. Here we are killing imps to get the clay, and with 20 fishing, I can use fishing trawler teleport to kill the abundance of imps here. I got the beekeeper's hat. That is a world unlock key unlocked. That's very nice. We're starting to get up there. You can see him in the top left of the screen. So the beekeeper is another one that gives us 3 total at the moment. Here is Doric's quest coming in, being done finally after many hours. We give him everything. He suspiciously thinks, wow, completed. You have all that on you. Get some illegal mining XP. Use his anvils. Level 10 mining, that will mean our first roll there is free. We get the mining tile. We unlock a small shop allowance and rune mysteries for claiming that one. Wonderful and beautiful. Here we got a rats task. All rats gotta die, even Master Splinter in Lil Wayne's words. Many of you guys watching out there are probably rats. Here you are in your home at the Lumbridge Swamp. Make sure you don't rat mode it. Nice, 9 tasks complete. Let's let out a little dance. Let's see if we get a Slayer key. We do. Let's go. As a side note, my plugins on RuneLite will change over time and be easier to watch, so please bear with me as I learn here. We rolled allowance. I forgot to record it. I apologize, but Pirate's Treasure. There we are. We unlock Priest in Peril. That is a good quest to have. That will unlock a new one, a new Slayer Master, that is. We got a Skeletons task. That's nice. Killing these in the Taverley Dungeon, and I got a lamp. I'm just going to throw that on Slayer, try and get that ahead so we can get some upgrades. 12 Slayer coming in. We're going crazy. They don't even know what is going on here. We are just putting them down and putting them away. Absolutely fucking it up. You can see my loot on the right. We had to kill various things. And Alex helped me kill them to secure the drops I needed. And that is task complete. Let's get out of here after fucking up these old bones. Do we get a key for our efforts? No, we do not. Unlucky. And for the next task, we get dogs. That's not a great one. You hate to see it. That's going to require some good food. So we go and unlock the wine shop for a key. And buy wines are 1 coin, they heal 11 HP. That is pretty goated. Although they do reduce your attack, but in conjunction with 1 tea, you can negate that negative effect. So it's a win-win, honestly. So we'll get the wines, hop worlds, and then we will spend the allowance for the wines, of course. We have to go to the desert to kill these, so we unlock Shanty, spend another key and some coin to get the Shanty Pass and water skins, so that is all being done here in these couple of clips. I'm going to tag NPCs that we unlock green. Eventually I do tag the outline, but for now I simply tag the tile that they're on. But I like the style of the outline more, so in the future you will see that change. Yeah, so we'll get some water skins. These are fairly expensive. I believe they're 30 coins a piece. So they're really tearing into the old allowance, but you know, you need them to avoid dying of thirst. So that's a pretty important thing to negate. Let's not die of dehydration, you know what I'm saying? Let's try and avoid that one. So get those, and we are off to the desert. Let's go absolutely F up some dogs, although I do feel terrible about it. Jagex, not sure why that is a Slayer task, but, you know, it is what it is. And here we are spending the allowance for the Shanty Pass and some more for the water skins and all of that. There's a little bit of a difference there, but I had already spent it. I forgot to record it for the water skins. I did die, so I'm on my way back now. I died with, I believe, 1 left, of course, so that is awesome and not at all super annoying. Honestly, if you ask me, it's like a tragedy has occurred, but we'll get back out there, we'll get this last one slayed, and we will move on. So here you can see how we're kind of flinching the jackals because they fuck, so we have to be a little careful. Sometimes it does get messed up and they run away like that if you're too slow or too quick. I'm not really sure, but you have to chase them down. But that is the last one completed. Dead. There we go. Task 11 complete. Woohoo! Jump for joy. Let's see. Do we get a key? We do. Let's go. You love to see it. From there, we go ahead and roll. Once again, forgot to record the roll, but we rolled a 1. I promise that will get better with time. Here you can see when I start using something to actually show you what we have available. So quests and skills, we add 1, of course, to the roll, and if we roll that additional number, then it is a crit roll, and we get to choose, for example, 4 skills, 5 quests, so we would roll a d6 for quests and a d5 for skills. So in this case, we're going to roll for a quest because we got a 1. 1 is quest and 2 is skill, 3 is allowance if we both have an allowance available. We rolled Pirate's Treasure, so I'm going to go ahead and start that quest. I don't think I showed the roll. I apologize. I am very new to this, so the post-production quality is not the best, but you can see that I rolled a 5 in the chat for Pirate's Treasure. So we're going to go ahead and knock this quest out. It'll bring me to Karamja. Have to spend a little bit of allowance to get around, things like that, but yeah, we're going to go ahead and knock it out. So let's see how this goes. Using the 30 coin allowance to get to Karamja. I will not always do this in the future. I'm also going to unlock Pirate's Treasure. As it goes on, I will just kind of spend the allowance in the background, but for now, as I have so little, I feel as though it's important to show you kind of the cash flow, if you will, of the SlayerScape adventure. We're going to go ahead and buy this rum for this alcoholic pirate. I guess that's every pirate, so, you know, they got scurvy, so we're going to use some bananas to sneak the rum into a crate. Absolute banger of a quest. Absolute pirate adventure, just out here doing the most. I love the ships just sailing on the seas now with the sailing update. It just looks so natural. It reminds me of, like, World of Warcraft, so I really, really like that. So yeah, we're going to fill up this crate, we're going to head back to the mainland, and we are going to go ahead and make some strides on this quest. Here we are using 30 allowance to return to the mainland from Karamja there. So we're going to go ahead and sneak back here to grab the rum that we illegally transported to Port Sarum. Had to get a job here at the food store. We're missing a lot of xanthan gum, a lot of citric acid, a lot of industrial ingredients that exist nowadays. Not see a lot of those around, but we went ahead and got the rum out of there. And we are going to give it back to good old Redbeard Frank. And that is going to convince him to give us the key to the treasure. So let's go find this darn treasure. Looks like I got interrupted by a quizmaster, so let's see what happens there. We're gonna go ahead and take the mystery box. Let's pop this sucker open. Boom, we got an onion. That was a complete waste of our time. Alright, we are moving on. Getting the pirate message for the quest upstairs in Varrock. Now we need a spade to go dig in the Falador Park. Here we are sneaking upstairs in the Varrock General Store to grab a spade. Fun fact, there is a spawn up here. Super helpful. So there it is, and onward. We are killing the gardener who is protecting the treasure. This bastard doesn't know what hit him. I just want the treasure so we can go ahead and get out of here. So
Quest
here we
completed.
are, quest completed with the treasure in hand. Let's see what it's got. Big gains. We got some coins, a gold ring. Let's claim this. And we get Demon Slayer and Pandemonium. The sailing quest unlocked. That's cool. So let's see what happens now. I'm going to wear the gold ring because that's huge. First ring slot unlocked. And we will cross this one off the list. It is now done. And we'll add Pandemonium and Demon Slayer, the two new ones we got. And here, let me show you where we're currently at. These are all the roles we have done. Here are Alex's roles, although she does not have the footage because she only had her laptop at this point, which I believe I've touched on in the past. But yeah, we are keeping track of everything, and we'll keep you updated as the series unfolds. It's a real fun time, and all of these resources are again linked in the video description if you'd like to give it a shot yourself. So yeah, down here you can also see that I keep track of things that I'm missing the requirements for. This allows me to quickly and easily scan things when I unlock various levels and just keep track of all of it. So let's see, what's the new task? Ghosts. Okay, that's not too bad. We can get over there and kill some ghosts. Here we are in Draenor Manor, killing some ghosts that spawn over here. They're pretty strong against melee, so they do take quite a while to kill, but nothing we can't handle. Task has been completed, and let's see if we get a key. We do not. We get 8 coins of allowance. What a generous man. What's the new one? We got some cows. Very nice. Guess beef is on the menu, boys. Let's go ahead and have some beef. And that is task complete. Another 8 coins of allowance. Boo! Alright, back to it. Let's see. What's next? Minotaurs. Very nice. Those are easy and quick. Toriel gives just a few of like monsters that he assigns, so the tasks kind of fly by, honestly. And we're just trying to pad some of those combat stats so that we can take on higher level stuff anyway.
Slayer task completed.
Bam, there it is. There's the Slayer task complete, and let's see. Key secured. Very nice. Let's see what happens here. Let's go ahead and roll the dice to see if we get a quest or a skill. Quest. Okay, that is 3 quests in a row. That is very nice. Let's see what we're rolling. Here's the available quest. We will roll a d7. 5. Okay, what are we looking at there? I believe that is a Pandemonium. We have officially started the sailing skill, although we cannot utilize 5 sailing until we find the 1 to 10 sailing tile, but perhaps it is hidden behind Pandemonium. Who knows? And here's a quick pit stop to get some shears and help Alex with the sheep shearer quest that she rolled. In these downtimes, you know, we like to help each other with quests and skills. That's kind of the idea behind this, with me being a veteran of the game and her being a rookie. Teamwork is a big part of this. So, yeah, it's really fun to kind of help each other out when needed. But here we are starting Pandemonium. And we're trying out sailing. Oh my goodness, look at us captaining the boat. Let's go find this treasure that this duo is after. Here we are at the treasure. Look, we showed it to them and they are so excited. And boom, we are pushed overboard. That is no bueno. What the heck are we going to do now? We wash up on Pandemonium and we find ourselves a little bit confused about what just happened, a little bit confuffled with the whole situation. Now we're in the boatyard making our raft. There we go. A boat of our own. Death Slayer. Pretty fitting and beautiful name. I do really like sailing. I think they've done a great job flushing out the oceans, making the world feel more full. That's us claiming our captain's log, similar to the collection log. We can do all sorts of riffraff and get all sorts of things. Delivering some cargo, or picking it up rather, bringing it onto our ship and delivering it, all for the quest here, just giving you the basics of what sailing entails. Here we are putting it in our cargo hold and moving to Port Sarim to turn it in. Here we are, or Pandemonium to turn it in rather, from Port Sarim. There we are, get you some sailing XP and let him know that we have completed the delivery. Yeah, pretty in-depth skill. I think it's great how they added multiple ways to train it. Although I do think most people just kind of salvage. But you know, it's still cool that they added various intensities and different methods. I
Quest
think ship combat's cool.
completed.
Boom, there we are. Quest completed. Level 5 sailing, even though it is illegal, and we technically cannot utilize that whatsoever at this point in the account. Let's go ahead and claim this tile. And we reveal Fishing Contest, the Ascent of Arceus in Elemental Workshop 1. Couple hefty requirements there for Elemental Workshop and the Ascent of Arceus, but we can do the other one. That's exciting. Before this video comes to a close, I want to just address an oopsie on my end. I accidentally missed all of the footage for Rune Mysteries, Fishing Contest, 10 Farming, 10 Mining, and I do have the tail end of Missile and Mystery. Essentially, my computer got a corrupt file. I had to remove a hard drive, and I lost the footage as the result of that. So I'm sorry about that, but here is the clip of me completing Missile and Mystery and claiming it, so you can see the updated board and the updated quests that we have available to us. So with that claim, we got a porcine of interest. That is great as well, and another small shop allowance. I cannot roll the allowance if Alex does not have one available when we're rolling. So we both roll quest or skill together. So one of us rolls that, and then we each roll separately for our own quest or skill. Because of course our boards are different and our available options are different. But if we don't both have an allowance, then we just roll a D2. If we both have an allowance, then we roll a D3. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please feel free to like, subscribe, comment with feedback, and we will see you in the next episode. Take care, gamers. Spread love, spread cheer, and until next time, thank you for watching.